week 2. What we're gonna do for our practice section, still go over offense, defense, and how to play. For offense this week, you wanna go through all of those drills that you went through in week 1, right? So recap the fundamentals of throwing, of catching, of handoffs, and then go over the two to three routes that you've already learned. So your slant, your in, and your out, okay? And now we can add some more routes. So we already have our slant, we have our in, we have our out. We can add a curl, and a curl can happen inside or it can happen outside. So we can add our curl or our hitch. It could be called either one. We also could add our post or our corner. So you'll have the route tree, and definitely let me know if you have questions about that route tree. But the way the route tree is set up in the picture, the first dot is where they would start on the line of scrimmage. The ball is pictured to the right. So each line is designated where that route would go. So they're gonna run 5 yards and turn out, that's an out route. If they run 5 to 7 yards and slant up the field, that's our corner because it's going away from the ball, which is on this side. Okay, so that's kind of how you read that route tree. So for week 2, we want to add some routes into their options as they're running through their offense. And then the other thing that we can do during offense is add in some fundamental plays, like easy names. This is our go-to bread and butter play number 1, okay? And then this is our easy play number 2. That way, if they're on the field and you yell play number 2, everybody knows where to go. And now we're starting to build some organization of our offense, okay? So that's what we'll do during our offensive session. And those can be handoffs, those can be route combinations. So you have your quarterback and our receivers, and every receiver already knows based on where they're standing what route they're gonna run. Or everybody knows, you know, if you call play 1, it's a handoff to the left. So everybody knows what they're doing, okay? So week 2 for defense, again, we wanna go through the fundamentals of our man defense, are pulling flags, but here's where we can add in a zone defense, okay? And all a zone defense is each player has a section of the field to cover, okay? And with kids, it's really important to use your cones and show them visually spacing, because in a zone defense, that spacing really matters, okay? So take your cones, set them up as to where you want people standing. If we're gonna run a basic, if we run a basic cover 2, make sure you explain a cover 2 means we have 2 high safeties. So you put 2 cones where you want your safeties to be, and tell those safeties you have half of the field deep and my other safety has the other half of the field deep, okay? Everyone else has a different section in front of those safeties, okay? So now we're introducing zone defense. What you can do is put them in their spots, have them stand there, and have the offense just run a route and kind of let them see what that's gonna look like. Teach them that their feet are not stuck in the mud, they're allowed to move around, and their objective is just to bat the ball down, okay? And then use your last, however much time you have left to go through what your game plan is for that day.